Good morning, everybody. Today I'm joined with Chelsea and Scott to talk about our recruitment process and how we help find great people for our team augmentation services. Let's start off by introducing yourselves. Chelsea, do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, hi, thanks for having me. My name's Chelsea, and I started with Formation Technologies as a technical recruiter about a year ago. During that time, my role has since evolved into an account manager role, client-facing, still working within team augmentation, but yeah, that's me.
Cool. So I'm Scott. I'm an internal as well as a technical recruiter for Formation. I've been here for over a year, and pretty much I'll help both our clients as well as our internal team find the right person.
Awesome. So it sounds like you guys work hand in hand with each other to help Formation and our clients hire great people. Scott, would you be able to kind of elaborate on our recruitment process and what that kind of entails?
Yeah, of course. So basically what our process will start with once we have a resource need, so whether it's from a client or internally in my case, and we'll basically then go about sourcing a candidate, whether it's by proactive methods or whether it's by an application. From there, once we've identified that candidate, we'll basically give them a quick phone screen. And now that's just a quick discussion to sort of find out who the candidate is briefly, who we are, and really find whether they're the right fit. And if they are, then we'll put them through to an initial interview. Now that's with one of our senior leadership team, basically to go through a candidate's motivations, their recent experiences, who we are and what we're doing, what projects they could work on, and really identify if they're a good culture fit for the team. And from there, we'll go through to a technical round. Now, a technical round is purely sort of a subject matter expert in the field, whether it's in development or business analysis, things like that. And then they'll go through in more depth for that candidate to help try and find that perfect fit.
Awesome. So you mentioned a tech round. What does that kind of entail in detail?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, depending on what the resource need is, so if it's a developer, for example, let's say in a certain language, we'll get our subject matter expert on that language. And then they'll really drill in and go into their experiences with that language and that environment. They'll really look at sort of how do they go about it, what's their knowledge, and are they the perfect fit, and do they have that real solid knowledge in that area to really help our clients.
Yeah, and you mentioned the perfect fit. Chelsea, you work more on the client side with the accounts. How do you go about understanding what the client is looking for, what resources they need, and what kind of skill set they're after?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you mentioned, I'm heavily involved on the account side, client-facing, part of the team augmentation, and it's imperative to our success and the client's success that we really do understand their technical requirements as well as cultural requirements. So seeing as though that a lot of our clients work across a range of different domains and have different technical requirements. So in order for us to achieve that success, we always start off the process with what we call a discovery call. And as Scott mentioned, our subject experts partake in that call along with myself to really get a deep understanding of what that business technically requires to be successful, as well as how they're culturally going to fit within that team. So that's where we start the process, and from there, everyone should be able to walk away really understanding who that perfect person is going to be to run off with that project.
And obviously we've been really successful as we do have a 95% completion rate at first placement, and we've had companies like Atlassian come to us and have us help them with their tech roadmap. Scott, besides being able to find the perfect fit, why else do companies come to us for team augmentation?
Yeah, well, team augmentation is a really unique proposition because a lot of clients, they have their own sort of dev team, they have their own resources, and they may want to continue to just use those resources, but they may not have the right person, like a single person, whether it's a dev or a BA, someone to jump into the team and really help them out. And so as there's a massive tech shortage at the moment, sort of a lot of talent, like a tiny bit of talent being searched by a lot of different companies, what Team Augment allows to do is allow them to get a right resource quickly and cost effectively in their team that's been vetted by us, so they know that they're getting a resource that's technically sound, culturally sound, they're going to jump into the team and fit, and they're going to be supported by the whole of Formation behind them. They're not just getting one resource, really, it's getting the whole of Formation to back up this one sort of resource that we've given them.
Yeah, and you mentioned the tech talent shortage. Chelsea, in this current market, how do we, as a tech agency ourselves, attract and hire developers?
Absolutely. So I don't think that we're unique in the sense that we're exempt from this shortage. It's definitely been a challenge that formation, and personally we've had to adapt and be flexible in our approach and really look at our processes continuously to make sure that we are being competitive and that we are, I guess, giving candidates and clients the experience that they want. So there's a few key learnings that I've personally experienced over the last year or so, and first one being is that candidates are really looking for that flexible work model. They've learned that, you know, we can be equally as effective working from home as well as in the office, and giving someone, enabling a candidate to be able to pick up their kids from school throughout the week, but then, you know, come into the office and go out for a team lunch really gives, I guess, a well-rounded experience working at Formation. But second to that would be a lot of our candidates that are looking at self-development and continuous learning and improvement, which that's something that we can offer through our paid certifications and Udemy courses, as well as being mentored by our team augmentation lead, Scott. Now, yeah, he spends time every week with our team members, you know, focusing on their personal development plans and really just giving them the opportunity to elevate their careers to where they want to go. So I think having a mixture of the flexibility of a hybrid work model or fully remote, as well as being supported by Scott, our team lead, alongside with all the fun end of month events that we do and all that, really cultivates a culture that candidates and team members want to stay on with us for.
Yeah, and in the tech talent shortage market, candidates easily have a few offers on hand. How have we adapted our recruitment process to the competitive market?
Yeah, well, I mean, you've got a lot of companies looking for a very small amount of talent, and one of the big things is that you don't want to take time with your interview process. No candidate wants a 3-4 week process. They want to be able to know that once either Chelsea or I contact them via phone, or once they've applied, they're going to move through the process quickly. You're going to get that phone screen quick. The next day kind of interview, then tech round, then client interview. It's about moving quick enough that the candidate feels comfortable and feels like they're really moving forward with that role and that they're going to get that role, rather than taking time and say, oh, we'll call you in a week with an update, which absolutely no one, whether you're in tech or not, no one wants that in an interview process.
Amazing. Lastly, for you, Scott, for companies that are looking to hire and kind of attract candidates on their own, what are some tips that you can share?
Yeah, well, as I mentioned, the moving quickly is a really good thing. You don't want to say, okay, we've put up an ad, we'll wait 2 weeks and then we'll. You want to just keep an eye on it as soon as possible. You want to look at finding someone that may not have every single skill. It's all well and good to search for a unicorn, to search for that perfect candidate, but that could prolong the process. You may not find them. They may be way too expensive for your budget. It's about finding someone that is really trainable, someone who can be, like, you're going, okay, they're going to really learn, they're going to really put the effort in. They may not have this skill, but we can train that skill, because if you trust your internal team, then you'll be able to have that skill trained. And then you're able to get someone that's driven, they're excited, they're getting a really good opportunity, which gives a lot more loyalty and stuff like that. And it really just helps the company grow with good people.
Amazing. Well, thank you, Chelsea and Scott, for coming on today and talking about our recruitment process and sharing some tips on how companies can hire themselves.
Awesome.
That's all good. Thank you for watching, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to contact us. If not, we'll see you next time.